Good evening, I'm Mick Barr and welcome to DDN News. Tonight we're not going to be discussing the regular news topics, but we're going to be discussing a special edition. An edition on sensitivity. Recall all those times when people made such an issue of every little thing? Back in the day, decades ago, a lot of us didn't worry about what was said and what wasn't said because we all lived with the way things were. Now, in today's society, everybody wants to complain about their way they're dressed, the way their hair is, the way they look, the way somebody says something, always in the offense. Someone is getting too soft. And society is getting to the point where they just want to whine about every little thing. Are you saying the right things? Are you saying the wrong things? Are you walking the wrong way? Are you wearing the wrong things? Are you buying the wrong things? People say that, well, you're not following a certain way, so you've got to be a certain way, or you've got to be certain labeled. Or perhaps maybe you're just not calling the person the right thing. With all the things that are going on today in society, like for instance, neutrality, gender neutrality. Now, if a person is born a male, they die a male. If a person is born a female, they die a female. That's just science. That's just in your DNA. That's the way things are. You can't become something you're not because it's in your genes. And I'm not talking blue. I'm talking DNA. What is in your system where you're born from the day that you're of your birth? What are you? You're either female or you're male. Now, with all this going on, because I'm not pointing fingers and I'm not making issue over who can be what and when. With all the things are nowadays, when you got people that are, say for an example, in society, you've got the schools that want to be certain sports enthusiasts. They want to be into sports. What happens when a girl who becomes an authentic and an athlete in their sport, they become a swimmer and they become so good at it, so they join competitions and so they can earn medals and all. And then all of a sudden you have a male who's also a swimmer decides he wants to become a female. Now, I know this is going to be an issue where people are pointing fingers and they don't like it, but you got to think in the person's aspect of the female. Should it be right for them to be second best because this male comes along who's already an athlete, swimmer, and he becomes good in that swimming that he decides he wants to be a girl, a female. And so he beats all the other females and they become second best, not first best because they were beat out by a transgender. Okay, so you want to throw bricks and stones and sticks at me because of the issue that I bring up at hand because, well, you're either a male or you're a female. It's plain and simple as day. Now, those of us decide to change certain aspects of our own appearance because we want to go about our business and daily life as the way we see fit, whether holy jeans or green hair, blue hair, earrings, tattoos on the face, nose and lips and ears and whatever have not. That's our prerogative. It's our choice as human beings because we choose to be that way. That's fine. Now, with all the rhetoric that goes on around because people choose to be something they're not, well, that's fine and dandy too, because it's your choice to do as you please, to live as you please, because we live in a nation where freedom is a choice, not a right, it's a choice. You get to be what you want, you get to do what you want, you get to wear what you want and choose otherwise. But when we go beyond boundaries where it interferes with others because you want to pass yourself as something that you're not. What happens when they look at that birth certificate? Let's say you die. A person gets into a car accident, or they somehow kick the bucket, and they go to the morgue, and that mortician or whoever decides to do a synopsis or whatever, investigation on you, or they check you out, whatever you call it. And they put on your death certificate. What do they put on there? The probable cause of death, whatever, of course. But aside from that, what do you die as transgender? No. You're born a female, you die a female. You're born a male, you die a male. Now let's say, for an example, that person dies, and with all the mysteries and crime movies out there and things that go on in the nation, somebody gets killed and then they get buried, or say like their body disappears, and detectives go and they find the body, but the only thing that they find is a skeleton. Well, they take that skeleton and they do the autopsy, whatever they need to do to identify the person, whether it's dental work or whatever. But they can still take traces of that bone to identify what that person was, male or female. There's nothing in science that says they're going to identify a bone that says this person was a transgender. This person was gender binary. This was whatever, no, you're male or female. It's that simple. We all have our issues where we want to be what we want and we want to dress how we want. Holy jeans, raggedy pants, whatever it may be. But when it boils down to science, you're either one way or you're the other. There's no in between. There's no transatlantic, so to speak. You're either male or female. So until next time, when we come up with another topic of a special edition sorts, we'll see you next time on DDN News. Good night, everybody.